Hi everyone, it's Jenny here. I'm the course coordinator for Preparation Skills University, or Prep Skills. This is a short video to provide you with an overview of the very first module in Prep Skills to get you off to a really solid start, and I hope you find it helpful. So look, your heads are probably ready to explode because there's so much information coming at you, but one of the things that we try to do in this particular subject is to really help you find your way around, help you ease into the university environment. So look, the good news is there's absolutely nothing hard about the first module. It's really like a big introduction to the subject, and more than that, it's an introduction to university, and will help you find your way around and get used to the terminology. So there's every chance that you'll be feeling a lot more confident even after you work through this first module. So where do you start? Well, the study guide is a good place to start, and I hope that you have secured a hard copy of the study guide, or if not, that you have put in an order for that. So if you started going through module 1, you'll see that there are 3 parts to it. So in the first part, it's really an introduction to the subject itself, to the course prep skills. The second part, part B, is more general and helps introduce you to steps generally and university processes, the terminology that we use here, how to find your way around the websites and all those kinds of things. So again, something very, very practical, and hopefully that will answer a lot of your questions. And then in the third part, we just take a brief look at who you are and what you want to get out of this experience. Think about what your goals are and your reasons are for being here, because it is important to understand why you're doing something. And even just to help you take stock of what you bring to this experience. As a mature age student, everybody brings knowledge and skills and that are considered really valuable in the university environment. So those are the 3 main parts to it. Alrighty, let's have a look on Moodle, and I hope that you have been going to Moodle and having a really good look around the site and getting used to it. And you'll work out that there's more than one way to find things on the sites at CQU. And it really does help if you just click around. You can't break anything by clicking on the links. Alright, so we have already, well, I hope you've already looked at the Getting Started video. So the Getting Started video can be found here under the Getting Started tab. And if you haven't watched that yet, I do suggest that you give that a look, because I am building on what we've already talked about, and I'm assuming that you have seen that video. So that's the very first topic there. It's just like a very general overview, and again, if you go through that really carefully, then you might be able to work out quite a few things for yourself there. Now, all the modules are set out week by week. The other aspects of this, which we did look at very briefly in the Getting Started video, there's the information block over here. You can access your course profile from there, and remember that's an important document. For one thing, it sets out when your assessment is due and what is due, and also it has a week by week schedule. So don't forget about the course profile. You really need to download those for each of your subjects. You can locate them via other ways, but that's where you find it on Moodle. Now, there's the discussion forums block here, and of course this is a great way to feel connected to other people, especially if you're a distance student. It can be a bit lonely as a distance student, so jump on board the discussion forums, and that way you can really feel part of something. Now, the assessment block we've talked about. There will be more information about assessment. There will be separate videos to help you with assessment as well. But basically, this will be where you go to complete the quizzes, where you go to upload your written assignments, and you will find additional detail about each of those assignments there as well. Just a heads up that quiz 1 is due at the end of week 2, which sounds really close, but once you have completed module 1, then you are able to complete that quiz. So it's just really to make sure that everybody has made a start and that they are getting familiar with the websites, etc. So it's really not hard, but it's a good one to get ticked over early on in the term. The other thing just to be aware of is that the portfolios are written assignments that build week by week, and you can actually make a start on this one when you have finished Module 1, and you'll see that there's a part of that portfolio where you can fill in your answers. So that will build week by week. So the good thing is that you don't ever have to feel that something is due all at once. If you do keep going week by week and filling out those answers, then really it should just about write itself. Now, what else? We did look briefly at the study materials block in the Getting Started video. Let's move on to the support block. There you'll see that there's a link for IT help if you're having any technical problems. Might need the library. You will at some point, probably a bit later on in the term. Now, this might be of interest when you've got assessment due and for whatever reason you know that you won't be able to make that due date. Then that's where you go to lodge your extension online, your extension request. Okay, so look, let's take a look at Module 1 itself. Sorry, I'm scrolling all over the place here. I hope I'm not making you too seasick. The modules are all set out in a similar way in Prep Skills. There is a link to an online copy of each of the modules from the study guide, and that might help you out at the beginning when you're still perhaps waiting for your materials. Just in that vein, if you've still waiting on your Cottrell textbook, remember you have to order that online through the CQ Uni book shop. You perhaps don't quite have that yet. If you don't, then there are some excerpts here that will tide you over. So this is just for the first couple of modules. We provide those relevant pages from Cottrell just while you're waiting for your textbook to arrive, but you will need to secure a copy of that. Now, Moodle is also where you go to find videos. Remember, your point of entry to any module should be from the study guide, but you will definitely need to go to Moodle for different aspects of your learning, and certainly accessing the videos is an important part of that. The overview videos, that's the one I'm creating right now. The lectures will be available as the term rolls out. We will put those recordings up as those lectures take place at the various campuses. So look out for those. Again, especially as a distance student, this can be a really great way to feel as if you are part of a learning community by joining in those lectures, joining in by watching the recordings. Now, we always provide additional resources here too, just to help you understand the content that we're covering in the study guide. Now, you'll see in the study guide that there's reference to this particular activity, Activity 1.1, where we ask you to go online and find various aspects of the websites. So that looks a bit like this, and then you just print that out and go through online, find these different aspects and tick them off as you go. And if you do that really carefully, that's going to be a really worthwhile activity. It's going to be very helpful to you. So that's something that I want you to look out for in Module 1. Now, to help you find your way around the websites, there are these 3 video tours here so that you can see things from the student perspective, and again that should really help answer some of your questions. I just wanted to point out the contract here. That's another activity that you'll find in your study guide, and if you go to that link there, you'll see that something like this comes up, and basically we're just asking you to think about what it is that you want to get out of this experience, and to write your thoughts there, what your goals are, and think about it from a personal perspective. what you want to get at it personally as well as academically. You can give that to your on-campus lecturer if you're an internal student. If you're a distant student, please feel free to fill it out, either type it or handwritten, and send that as an email attachment to your support lecturer, and they would really love to hear from you. So look, this is also where you can find the relevant discussion forums, or sometimes there's only one for each week. So we'd love to hear about your first week in STEPS. That's the official topic for week 1. And don't be afraid to jump on board and share your thoughts. Just one more thing to point out, and that's this task sheet here. At the end of each module on Moodle, you'll find there's a checklist that you can print out, and again, it's just a really nice way for you to know that you're keeping up, that you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. Might be some reminders there even of things that you didn't quite realise, and students do tend to find those checklists for each module really helpful. So that's Module 1 in a snapshot. Just remember that there always is lots of help available if you do come unstuck at any stage, and don't forget that even as a distant student you will be assigned a support lecturer, so look out for those emails from your support lecturer. So all the very best with Module 1. Hope you get off to a terrific start and that you feel as if a lot of your questions get answered in that first module. Good luck with Module 1.